We're back.
It's Liv.
I'm Leonie. Welcome to Parenthood.
That's actually my favourite part of the podcast recording now. We're just going to have to be totally cringe.
What has been happening? Tell me.
Do you know what I've actually been doing? Holidaying with work colleagues.
Oh, okay. So
Well, maybe that's a kind of a bit of a stretch and a bit of mayo on that. But we had well, typical Liv. I love that saying. Put a bit of mayo on it. Yeah. What have I actually been doing? Well, we had our partner retreat, which is where a whole heap of us, I think there was maybe 40 or 50, flew to Queensland to escape the winter.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely time doing lots of work because it's not just a junket. It is absolutely about contributing to the strategy of our organisation. But because we were in a beautiful Queensland location, something that I was super stressed about, which came to be, was would I have to get into my bathers in front of my work colleagues? And had we had this conversation prior to Queensland, I would have said absolutely not.
Yeah.
I did get a fake tan, by the way, just in case, which thank goodness I did, because I went swimming with my work colleagues, but it was friggin' hilarious because we were all absolutely paranoid and anxious about being in our togs with our work colleagues. It's still so extreme, and actually the visuals are now coming back to my brain. But the funniest part was because we were all sensing this, women and men, we all agreed that we'd wrap ourselves in our towels, we would walk to the pool's edge, we would all drop our towels and we'd all just jump into the pool, which is exactly what we did. So wrapped a little towel, walked over to the pool edge, 1, 2, 3, drop into the pool, had a great time. What I didn't think about at that time was how was I going to get out of the pool? And look, really, all of us had to limber out, and we tried to do the same thing. You had to keep your eyes fixed. At least that's what my eyes were doing, fixed on the towel, grabbed the towel.
So was that
friggin' hilarious.
How does that come about? Or did a couple of people lead the charge on the towel drop and others were like, good idea, or what happened?
I think it just happened naturally because we were all, we were trying to support each other. It was fun. When you're in somewhere beautiful like that, we're away from our families, you've got to make the most of it. What else were we going to do?
Yeah.
And there was a pool bar, which was probably the main reason that we wanted to jump into the pool.
Yeah.
So with the eyes on the prize, that little martini just waiting for us at the pool bar, we just had to do it, and it naturally just happened.
Were there any people who were kind of waltzing around?
We're all in our late 30s, mid 40s, some older, different shapes and sizes.
Okay.
But what a psychologically safe workplace. What better to bring everyone together than getting in your bathers?
Yeah, wow.
It's still horrific. Look, I don't really hope that I have to do it again. But it was a laugh.
That is hysterical.
Making memories. So it was a nice thing to do.
There you go. And, aren't those experiences, just being away in general, such a great bonding opportunity as well, because you're seeing people, I was going to say in a new light physically, but actually you get to know them on a different level.
Absolutely. You nailed it in one. Yeah. But very nice to just step away from the day-to-day and actually have a longer conversation. In fact, one of the activities that we did, which was a great one, was you needed to talk for 2 minutes. So, you partner up with somebody that you don't spend a whole lot of time with.
Yeah.
You need to talk to that person for 2 minutes nonstop without the other person responding or giving sort of any indication or volunteering any facial expression whatsoever. Your job is purely just to listen, absorb, take it in.
Okay.
And a lot of people have been saying that since the retreat, they have been practicing that at home with their family, so encouraging their children to speak for 2 minutes about their day, because typically how's your day? Good?
Yeah.
How are you? Good?
Yeah.
Whereas you had to tell a story for 2 minutes, and it was incredibly powerful.
Really?
It was also very difficult to do. We had a few attempts at it and it did get easier. But the first time, people are fidgeting. It was difficult to have eye contact.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting experiment. So there's a little takeout as something that's perhaps interesting to just trial at home.
Yeah.
If you want more, you want to really know what's going on with somebody, try and get them talking for 2 minutes without drawing breath.
Wow, so that's really interesting. So what I've been doing for a little while now, and it was actually recommended by my therapist, as in she had said, good for you to consider doing, it was around gratitude, and gratitude rewires your brain, and so that therefore during the day you're looking for, the positives rather than focusing always on the negatives. And so she said, and even with your children, we've got a sneeze coming.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
That was good.
You might be back.
There we go, podcast live. It was here and now it's gone. I won't do my real colossal sneeze that would shake the microphones and blow all of your ears out. You have to edit that out. But no, we're back.
But what I have been doing is when the kids hop in the car, I've been saying, what was great about today? 3 things. And they'll be like, oh, Charlie's turn first. Noah's like, Charlie does.
Awesome.
And Charlie's like, and he really wants to get it right. He's like, my lunch? And I'm like, good. What else? Mum picking me up. Okay. What else? And he gets so excited.
What a great thing to do.
And we'll be like, I've got 5 things. My mum will be like, it's still on Charlie's turn.
That is so Noah.
It's like,
oh my goodness.
And then Charlie's like, no, I've still got my turn. I've got one more to go. And I'll be prompting him. I'm like, maybe your tennis lesson? Oh, yeah, tennis lesson. And we'll be like, good, that's 3. Well done, Charlie. No, it's like, my turn. I've got 5. You ready?
Do you do it on the weekend too? Or
we only do it on the
weekdays?
On the way home. And, and I feel like that feeds in quite nicely to our topic for today, which is extracurricular activities. And I guess a lot of the stress and focus a lot of parents put on this. Now, I wonder if it's a school thing or if this is just all of us in general. How are you feeling about extracurriculars?
Totally overwhelmed by it. I'm so glad we're talking about this because it's something that I've been talking to a lot of my mum friends about because we don't really do any extracurricular activities. Yeah. But I am so aware of other families who are doing lots of extracurricular activities. Yeah. We are not doing extracurricular activities because I just can't work out how I could possibly put that into our already chaotic life and work patterns. Yeah. I mean, we do Auskick. That's really the only thing that we do, which is a Friday night, which is a great time.
Oh, it's Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Friday night, down at the footy club, going to the bar. It's a great time. Yeah. But other than that, we don't really, we did swimming for one hot minute.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're not doing a ton. And, the conversation with some of my girlfriends is, that guilt of are we not, investing in our children and providing them all of these opportunities. Should they be doing more? Should they be doing less? And I think there's, lots of schools of thought on that.
Yeah, and it's funny because, for context for those listening who don't know, we have 5-year-olds who are in prep, and we also have, now I've got a 4-year-old. Yours 3.5, right? So they're in ELC and kinder, and it's funny already we're feeling the heat, and they're so little, these children, because there's so much talk about it.
There are some that are doing soccer, tennis, different academic type programs already.
It is a bit easier to do if it's facilitated by the school. Yeah. So because of the school my boys go to, they actually have these extracurriculars that are just straight after school on the oval, like Noah does soccer, or on the tennis courts.
That's good.
And it's an easy transition from the end of class. You walk them to the tennis courts or the swimming pool. So all of our extracurriculars are happening at the school. And so therefore most parents, you pay extra for them. Yeah. And let me tell you, they are not cheap.
Well, that's the other thing. It's so expensive. Cost of living crisis, having to fork out a few $100.
Up to $40 for swimming lessons. At the school, we couldn't believe the how much they'd gone up from 35 to 40 in a term, and that is one day. Then there's 2 children, and so look, I think there's that. If it wasn't at the school, I would be right there with you. Sort of that feeling of I cannot drive my children at XYZ places. I just can't do it. It's too much.
Has probably stopped me from enrolling in the extracurricular stuff is, I don't know about your boys, Tommy's exhausted come the end of the week. Yeah. Maybe this is just me justifying to myself as to why we're not doing it. But, sometimes there's just a little bit, for me anyway, that I just want them to kind of just be at home and not rushing around and not doing something kind of some of my experiences at school, which were later on in life when I did want to do everything. Yes. They're just so little at the moment that, it's just allowing them, particularly Tom, who needs his quiet time. You might have an opposite experience of that because Noah's very active.
Complete opposite. So it's like, what are we doing now? Where are we going? What are we doing? I'm bored.
Yeah.
Play with me. Anyone play with me. I want to go do something. So I'm literally like, putting you in everything because I need you out of the house, child. I need you spinning circles somewhere else other than the family home.
How have you determined what activity you do?
Yeah. It's
like, is it stuff that you liked or is it stuff that the boys like or it's just accessibility?
A lot of it's accessibility. I just feel it's a little bit fortunate in the fact that there are a few activities, as I said, at the school ready to go. I know my boys generally love ball sports. And I say that Noah certainly led on loving ball sports. So we were always going to do swimming, but we only started that later on. So we didn't do swimming when they were babies. Yeah. We did swimming from basically 3 years old onwards, which is controversial because I remember when everyone was doing the baby swimming, I was sitting there going, nah, don't have time. And it was COVID and there were other things. And I was just like, I can't.
We still haven't really done it at all. Like my kids are learning to swim in, they're lucky that their grandparents have a pool. Yeah. But they will need to have swimming lessons. Yeah. But to date, we're just kind of chucking them in the pool and teaching them to swim.
Yes, it is, and it's one of those ones because, it's like, although everyone has their views on things, it's kind of like what is practical for your family. So to your point, swimming was always going to be at the top of our list because it's only ease from that perspective. Also, we didn't start them till they were later on, 3. But then, I always played tennis. Tennis was on offer at the school. We thought with Noah, we'll just try it. And then he loves it. And then Charlie jumped in because now we do Saturday tennis as well a little bit. And then Charlie wanted to do it. And so he followed Noah. We do soccer because Noah loves his ball sports and he loves the team camaraderie. Yeah. Like Noah's the kind of kid that, he'll kick the soccer ball if he gets in the net. He'll be like putting his both hands up and be like, yeah. I want to high five everyone. He just loves
his mother's son.
loves the camaraderie, like chest bumping people. I'm like, yeah. So
do you know the other, are you mum's taxi? Is that often how you feel?
Well, I don't have to go anywhere though. Yeah. That's the thing, Liv. Yeah. So for me, I'm getting to school at the 3:00 mark, but by about 3:30, they're on to activities. So I just sit there. I don't have to go
what
anywhere.
Time do you leave? Like 4:30
So most days
or something?
4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So having said that, if it wasn't in that environment, would I do it? I don't know. What do you think? And look, we're doing Auskick as well. What do you think if you were going to choose anything? What do you reckon? Where do you start?
Well, that's kind of where I was going. What sport? Fast forward 5-10 years when we are mum's taxi on a Friday and a Saturday, footy, basketball. Where will I start? I asked Tom the other day, do you want to do tennis or something? Yeah. And he's like, I don't know, Mum, whatever. Yeah. I think something active. I think it's really important that take them out of the school environment and put them into burning energy, particularly for boys, and learning some of those skills. And, I did, as an example, I did the laths as a kid and I loved that.
The laths,
I'd love to get them into that. But that's what I loved. And I'm so conscious that I would like them to play tennis. Yeah. So, because I played tennis, so will Tommy play tennis? So, we're just I just got to navigate that. But, for me, find the time. Like I'm in the office, Mark's in the office. How I could ever get there at 3:30 to do that, I would be relying on probably my parents to do that, or we get a nanny, or my next door neighbour who's been helping us out a ton, a beautiful 18-year-old boy who is Tommy's big friend now. So he's effectively like our little nanny. He walks Tommy to school once a week, which is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just, how you call upon your support community to be able to do it. Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise, there's no right or wrong. And I'm obviously struggling with it more so from a guilt perspective that I would love for them to do more. Yeah. I just haven't worked out yet how I can make that happen.
The thing is as well, they're so young, and look, with the school and also depending on perhaps where they go to school later on in life as well, these activities, I don't even have to be there for Noah's activities anymore. So if he finished at 4:30, I'm picking him up at 4:30 because he had soccer after school. I'm there for basically Charlie's activities because he's in ELC still, and they say you have to pick them up at 3 or they're going to after school care and take them across to the tennis court. So I guess what you'll probably find is, again, as the kids get older and they they want to do more activities. And perhaps if the school that he ends up at has those opportunities, you're more likely probably take them because you're like, well, then I have to pick you up at 6 o'clock and not 3.
Or when we have, like, you know, maybe it's that I'll have to be more reliant on other parents. So actually, a mum was saying to me the other day, because I'm talking about this all the time because it's obviously eating me alive. Yeah. This mum was saying, Liv, you'll be in, by the time you get to year 2 and you've developed more relationships with other parents and you work out who lives close by to you, you will all just share the load in terms of, I'll take little Johnny and, both of them once you're through car seats. Yes. So just have, boosters or whatever, that it will be a lot easier to just do that.
Absolutely.
Everyone chip in and help each other.
Because I think they also want to do what their friends are doing. So all of my, at our school, they're all doing the activities, so they just all want to be together. Yeah. At your school, not so much?
No. One, I mean, no one's doing anything through school. We did have Kick on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah. Most people did that. But other than that, it's independent contractors offering, a piano lesson or Chinese or chess or whatever it might be.
Oh, they do have that on offer though? That's
I wouldn't say it's a program. It's kind of you could do it, but it's not a group thing. You're just doing a solo activity. Are there some of his friends who are doing some sports stuff? Yes, like some are doing karate and some are doing tennis, obviously. Yeah. No one's started basketball yet, but I feel like that's coming. And then Kick, we all do that together. But that's more of a parent thing than a kid thing, funnily enough. So.
But it's interesting, though. So it sounds as though everyone's kind of just off doing their own thing.
Everyone's doing their own thing.
So it's
no
very
one's
different.
Going together.
Yeah. So
I think that will change.
With time, that will change. Yeah. And so I think at the moment, to appease your anxieties, don't worry about it. Like,
Thank you.
Just let
I
it
just
go,
needed
mate.
this. This is real talk. This is like the real issues of, what is playing on my mind currently? Yeah. Like, am I not doing enough for the kids? We did an episode recently on school and and what we loved about school. And I think everything that I shared was all the extracurricular stuff, which perhaps is why it's such a big thing because.
But it was later in life though, remember?
I know. But I think that's kind of, if I think about how did I get to this place of really thinking about it, that's why.
What do you do for, like, who does the readers, and do you do any, like, what does it look like at home?
We share the readers. God, readers. When do they learn to read? Like, I mean, the reading's happening, but like, have we got a few more years of this? Oh, God, we've got a second child too. We've got like 6 years of readers ahead. We try and share the load with the readers.
No, I delegate that right off. Handball that straight to the guy.
Not into readers?
The guy that studied to be a primary school teacher. Remember, Jules's first degree was my husband. I was primary school teaching. So I'm like, there you go. You're
primary school teacher.
You're much more well-trained than me. Oh. I'm going to be over here cleaning the dishes, watching my, Vanderpump Rules show with my earphones on, and you're going to be over there doing readers.
And that's probably, interesting too, because you are at home, like you are doing the pickups.
Yes.
Connecting with your kids. Yeah. It's a great thing for Jules to do at home once he gets home.
Exactly. And when he is around.
And if I think about, our week, the days that I'm at home, Mark will typically do the reader. The days that I'm in the office, well, the reader has to have typically been done by the time I walk in the door.
But it is, to your point, it's an opportunity for connection as well in that way. But I also just don't have the patience. Like, as in, and when Jules travels, I'm like, let's get your reader out. Okay. Can't wait.
Do you do what I do and put a whole heap of the pages together? Oh, look.
You finished already.
And Joey's like, no, hang on. What? We missed that bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's done. Oh, okay. Into bed. Oh, okay,
all done. You can put that in your bag.
That is my all-time favourite thing to do. The kids always bring, if it's not a reader and it's just, a book off the bookshelf, do your kids choose the biggest possible book like mine do? And it's always Avengers. I can tell you every Avengers story under the sun. I'm absolutely done. But they know it inside out. So, I can't pull one over them too much anymore.
I refuse. So Noah loves a book about like animals or, and it's like an encyclopedia. I think he comes home, he's like, I'm so excited, Mum, and like dumps it on the table. And I'm like,
yay!
Well, your dad can't wait to read you that, Noah.
African animals.
Good. Whereas I'm like, and so I refuse to read those ones. I'm like, I'll read you a story and that's it. And they'll be like giving me a book. I'm like, no, not that one. Next. And it's like, I'm like, there's a bluey one. I'll read that one. That's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, that's got 3 words per page and there's only 10 pages. That's the one we're reading tonight.
She doesn't do what Daddy does. Well, you can't choose your parents.
I quite enjoy doing readers because, calling into my theatrics. I like to put voices on and really get into it and adopt a character within the story.
Well, you can't
so
do
the
that
kids
with
do come to me for the readers and the books in general because I'm a bit more fun than Dad.
But I want to give you the encyclopedias that no one comes home with.
And the lion.
All right, Liv.
Okay, we've gone crazy. I think that's enough.
That's
anyway,
all right. We'll catch you next time.